Tonight we welcome Justin O'Malley, who has been riding with us since he was 2 years old. He is the first triple major graduate, 4 years, from Center College, and is now a practicing attorney. I may add that he is also a volunteer at CKRH. So Justin, please come up and join us.
Friends, distinguished colleagues, students of yesterday and today, I come from a tradition that has always extolled the virtue of gratitude. And so I thank you for these few moments that you allow me to spend with you, because I consider myself something of both a student and a teacher. And indeed, I think teaching is a nice symbol for how I arrived here, because it was through the generosity of my preschool teacher that she suggested that I participate in CKRH. And had she not, I would not be here. And had it not been for the courage of my mother, who despite my disabilities and being confined to a wheelchair and a ventilator, was willing to allow me to set my own limits and dare to dream and participate in therapeutic riding when it seemed improbable. And so I began it too. But you must realize, and those of you that have not seen the magnificent facility that CKRH is housed at now, you must remember that we began in a small tobacco barn, and it was through the vision of Nancy Herring and countless others that this program got its start. So thank you, Nancy. I remember being perched atop a horse at 2 years old and being struck by a freedom of movement that I didn't find in any other venue, because I wasn't confined to a wheelchair. In those moments, being on the back of a horse, I found a freedom that I've not found in any other venue. And nearly 35 years later, I've not found anything that matches the passion that I found on the back of a horse, because it's in finding the freedom on the back of a horse that I was able to translate that success into other avenues of my life. Those of you that know me well know that I've always been marked by a restless spirit. I've never been terribly satisfied to stay in one place for very long, and I've always dared to dream and push the boundaries of what's before me, because where the world saw disability, through what I found on the back of a horse, I was able to have the courage to challenge the status quo and continue to strike out my own destiny without regard for any limitations, because in truth, the only limitations any of us have are those within our own minds. And so this sense of exploration led me to college, where I was able to successfully triple major in English literature, history, and religious studies. It led me to law school. And in law school, and even in the practice of law, I've always striven to use the law to empower others, just as the horses have empowered me. And any success that I've had in any endeavor that I've had, both directly and indirectly, relates back to these experiences that I've had on horseback. And were it not for your generosity, it would not be possible. But perhaps the greatest lesson that I've learned on the back of a horse is that when you are on the back of a horse, you quickly learn to be sensitized to others' joy, others' pain, the world around you. And in learning that sensitivity, you learn how interconnected we all truly are. And you learn to be sensitive to those who need you. And the truth is, we all need one another. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson you can ever be imparted. So I encourage you to participate in this program. I encourage you to continue to support it. It has marked my life in ways that I can't expound upon in a mere 5 minutes, but thank you for your generosity of spirit, because in your generosity of spirit, I too have learned how to be generous, and I thank you.